Who's allergic to cats? Hope you've had your antihistamines. Sorry for the feedback. Just sorting it out right now. So many little things to sort out. None of them are golden. Okay, I reckon that's good enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I need to mute that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Tuesday stream that is somewhat typical, somewhat not typical. There wasn't a video. Well, actually, do you know what? I'm working on a whole bunch of videos right now, and I'm super excited by them. Just out of camera shot, there's some stuff. Do I want to show you? Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. And more. Yeah, they'll be there soon. Yeah, I know. I can't help it. I just can't help it. I'm impulsive. I don't know what to tell you. Look, if it wasn't for impulsivity, then there wouldn't be any live streams. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's... What's this about A&E? Charlie, I'm glad you're here. Well, I mean, when I say glad you're here, I mean it, obviously. But also look after yourself. Don't force yourself to be on a live stream if you have medical attention to achieve. Soup, thank you very much. I like it too. It's a nice colour. It makes me look like a snake or a Minecraft creeper, not a human creeper. That's a completely different type of thing entirely. Praise science, Charlie. May they heal you soon with antibiotics and all of the good stuff. Mike is a Minecraft creeper. No. It's quite a nice colour. It's like Minecrafty colours. He's waiting to be seen. You're probably the best distraction. Okay. Groan. So look, here's the deal. I have a very early start in the morning, which is why I can't go on late tonight. But we have a slightly shorter stream, which consequently means nothing's planned. Let's hang out. Let's have a chat. We will get back to Minecraft, talking to Minecraft fairly soon, because even though I've not been like playing on the server much, like at all, especially in the last couple of months, there have been lots of new builds. So it'd be really cool, really good fun to just check out everyone's builds and to work on building stuff together. But Charlie, I do hope you feel better soon. Juju, yeah, it's cotton. By the way, have the peacock feathers arrived? Bruce Almighty was here. And when I started the stream, he left. But when it's time for cup of tea number 2, I will go and see if I can find him again. I had him here and he was eating cat treats. He was literally here, right here, eating cat treats. And then I started the stream, gone. Never work with children or animals. I think that's the word, right? That's the phrase. Don't work with children or animals. Bruce all flighty. Yeah. Bruce all flighty. Bruce all run away. We have a birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, you're 18 now. Oh, welcome. I mean, technically, this has always been an adult stream. So welcome to being an official adult. As an official adult, also, I have an official adult card. I can tell you that on your 18th birthday, at precisely midnight in the time zone that you happen to be in, your autism goes away. It just vanishes. It just fizzles away. Some people say it falls to pieces, like all of the scales. Puzzle piece shaped scales. Some say, don't say it's an outstream, the UK government will essentially verify your age. Wait, someone think of the children. Use a VPN. I have an affiliate link. If you want it, let me know. I can hit you up with a pretty good deal. It's actually I think it is actually slightly better than it used to be deal, but that's because of the VPN companies capitalizing on the fact that, well, you know, what's a pain in the butt? How am I ever 18 and still autistic then? Well, hashtag not real autism TM, because as we all know, sarcasm, very sarcastic stream. It just goes away. It just fades away. In fact, this is the one critical juncture where the Autism Mom Brigade, if they could just you need to calm down a bit. But it'd be good to kind of we have a meeting of agendas here, don't we? Because at some point they're autistic, baby. We'll grow up and lose services. I'm 62 and it has yet to be less. It's a game I could use the Onion router Tor for encryption anyway. I'm not having the government telling me what I can't do. Mike totally just channeled Taylor Swift. Soup. Soup, I can channel a lot of Taylor Swift. If I can just get the lyrics out there. I can drop quite a lot of Taylor Swift. People, many of you will probably not even realise. In fact, she's so prolific that it's nearly impossible to have a conversation without accidentally using one of her phrases. Alicia is 18 in 2 years. Okay, so she can enjoy her autism for just 24 more months. And what would you do if you only had autism for 24 months? What? I'm not saying if you knew you had 24 months to live. I mean well, I sort of, yeah, I kind of do in a way, but not in a negative way, but in a, right, you're autistic. Look, after this timer runs out, you are going to become neurotypical. What would you do with that time? Would you sell your squishmallows? Would you wouldn't renew your train season pass. What would you do if you no longer, if you knew you only had a limited amount of time? If I knew I could only dive, right, for 1 year, okay, I would probably give up a lot of time of other things. I'd negotiate with Nina and I'd be like, hey, you're gonna have to help me here. I need to get as much time in the sea as I possibly can. Do you know what I mean? And then no more, right? How would you max it out? How would you do it? Do you know what neurotypical scuba diving involves? It involves a lot of socializing. It literally for every 1 minute in the sea, there are easily 20 minutes of socializing. So I'm not even joking. I am not even joking. Is it bad of me to not go on dive trips because I just can't stand sharing transport and socializing with people? I'd rent an island with no one on it. Helen, I'd be right there. I would have to crowdfund it. Change nothing and love what you do with more intention. Wow, that's profound and beautiful. Can you just walk past them and go in the water? A lot of the conversation is kind of about, I find during an activity or in between or immediately after and that sort of stuff, that's all fine. it's when that all calms down and everybody's on their second pint in the pub and and the conversation switches to family and your job and your family's jobs and what you do for a living, what your loved ones might or might not be doing for a living, and do they not like it, and what did their colleagues say to them, and it's very good and very difficult. Why is there so much socializing in scuba diving? Actually, it's a big social thing. I mean, literally, quintessentially, I'm part of the British Sub-Aqua Club, which is a club, and it's quintessentially a social club with diving attached to it. But there is an awful lot of sort of social activity that happens around diving. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm like super antisocial or anything, but like, maybe I am saying that. Wearing pints while diving, yeah, that's pretty bad, but it's also kind of partly the culture, right? People like to drink and they like to talk about family and they also like to swim about a lot. And I just like to kind of stare at stuff. Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm laughing now, but this used to be quite stressful in the past. This used to be quite stressful because people used to I used to feel like I had to kind of keep up with people and follow people and stuff like this, and now I'm a bit more like, I'm going to stare at this twinkling plant for a bit. And I know it's a problem for people. But we have to compromise. Drinking and diving is bad. It is not good. At least you aren't socially required to speak underwater. This is true, Barvinci. This is true. Society expects joy in overdosing on people. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I like I say, I mean, I don't mind people in doses as well. And it's like, it sort of depends on the context too. I don't like feeling trapped. That's pretty key. In fact, I think that's where kind of like driving comes in. Like, it took me 5 times to pass my driving test. It took me so long to learn how to drive. I can't even tell you. It was such a problem for me. But I hate like having to go to a social event and not knowing that I have like a safe space to. And this I think is true for a lot of people who just are too afraid to admit it. I think people are too afraid to put it into those terms or to frame it like I've just framed it. Other people that just don't know how to be around. Yeah. And then people start dropping the politics stuff. And it's kind of like, I literally bite my tongue. Does anyone else do stuff like that? The inside of my mouth is chewed to pieces. I'm trying to like chew myself. Or I like pinching like the back of my neck or something. It's just, it's like, do you know what I mean? What do you mean social anxiety? What social anxiety? Driving tests. I mean, ultimately, if you're learning to drive right, you're learning to pass a test because there's so many variables out there. There's so much, like you don't learn it. It doesn't become, and my brain is broken, by the way. Is it type 1 thinking or type 2 thinking? I can't remember which. The autonomous. So we've got 2 sort of types of conscious thinking. We have this sort of conscious decision making. I've got to think through this. Okay, how about, and that's kind of the social thinking that I find myself in a lot when I'm being social or perhaps even YouTubing, whatever. And then there's the unconscious stuff, which is just kind of automatic. And that's like when you go on a walk and you forget how you got there, or you go on a drive, for example, you're driving to a destination and you forget how you got there. You don't remember the trip. And it's because is it type 1 or type 2? I can't remember. Type 1, type 2 thinking system is going and just sort of handling that for you. And to move into that mode is where you want to get to. It's like, well, scuba diving is another good example because when you start scuba diving, you're panicking and everything's uncomfortable. You don't know what you're doing. You have to think through everything. And then eventually it just becomes like walking, and then it just becomes easy. And then at that point, it almost becomes boring and you have to think of things to do to keep your mind occupied. I had to avoid CT thinking. My mind is bigger on the inside. Yannicka, yay! Is it the Peugeot? Is it yellow? Please tell me it's yellow Peugeot. I'm a hyper-vigilant driver. No, this is not Bruce. This is Saber. So, I'll get Bruce as well. Sabes, we need to get Bruce. Do you know why Sabes is in here? Right, well, for many reasons, but one of those reasons, and the reason why he's on my shoulder right now, the reason why he's looking at me right now, is because Bruce was in here getting treats before the stream. So just before the stream started, Bruce was here getting Bruce snacks. And then Bruce left. And now Saber's like, where's the Saber snacks? I hear the snacks going on. Where are they? That's why he's not content to just be sitting on the chair with me. Oh, I've got Julian. I've got Julian as well. I chilled out an Adderall. Did that actually help? Did it? What got older? Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Well, and Julian as well. I'll bring Julian up. Hang on. Let me just move him. I can just store him over there. If he presses buttons, let me know. Julian! This is my patchwork cat. I know. On the grass. We have Saber, and we have Julian. It's gonna have to be treat time. I'll leave you with Saber and Julian while I go and find some treats to dispense. One moment. Julian, really? Sorry. He's got such a lovely meow, by the way. Listen, the purr. Purring. Right, where are we at? June looks at the father and no, he's neutered. He's very old. He's a distinguished gentleman. I should turn the Dreamies logo around because they're not hashtag not sponsored. I don't think the cats would approve of the channel sponsor. Chris Palmer, all done on the phone. Why are you swearing in here? Your phone swearing. Right, I need to close a few windows on my computer. I need to move things around a little bit. Sorry, bear with me while I do tech things. Okay, got it. Right. Now I have the chat, and I can see more than just a few messages. It has turned into a kitty stream. Is that it? Sibs, you done? Julian? You off now? You happy? He's like licking his lips. He's pretty happy. You happy? Julian has the best bobbles. You know the bits here where you get the whiskers just here, just below the nose, top upper lip, above the upper lip. Got the best bobbles. He's a good boy. Right. He's just sponsored by cat treats. I think so. And look, Saber. Saber can play with the treats behind me by the fire. I think I'll move him. Where can I put him? Here. That works, right? There you go. And a bit more light so you can see him. Let's see. Yeah, it might be a bit much. We have to balance the stream quality with Mike's personal comfort. There we go. I love my bicycle, it's my freedom. Exactly the same thing. Like, you know that you can leave whenever. That's kind of the key point here. It's less about like what the mode of transportation is or whatever, but just the fact that you're free to, well, you're not necessarily free to use it if you're driven to work. You're kind of stuck, right? But like, what's all the congratulations, Yannicka? Is this about what I think it's about? Or is it not? Why is everyone saying congratulations, Yannicka? Oh, I see why. It's my last week living as a bachelorette. Amazing. Amazing. I shan't be asking you for for notes for future video content. No, I'm just messing with you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Leaving something is the location equivalent of no. Yeah, that's true. Inside the car is my safe space. Yeah, 100%. Right, Sabes. Okay. Did you manage it? You have the power to break in. Hoping you would break into it. And then you can show everyone how good you are at opening packets. Inside the car is my safe space sometimes. Yeah, I get that. I really do. When I arrive, so I need time to arrive somewhere and just sort of sit or wait or whatever. I'm finding a place in my life where my home is my safe space. Nice too. Nice. It's nice when that happens. It is. I've had periods where my home's been like my safe space, but then also somewhere I wanted to run away from, and then safe space is somewhere, like intermittently. And I don't know. I just advocate for the oasis thing. A home is fantastic. A tiny space in a room, even just a bit of a room, fantastic too. I'm turning down this key light because it's too bright for me. Sorry. Welcome. So welcome to the side of the channel where I do nothing. Not surprising to the bikes when I was a kid. Not enough for a license for legs to take me real quick. Let's give it to you. Heck of a lot cheaper too. Tired Mike is tired. Yeah, Tired Mike is just all go. Like literally up until just like 5 minutes before starting the stream, I'm working. And yeah. It is what it is. It's life, right? A lot going on at the minute. I love humans are making cute paper birds. Amazing. Amazing. I want to see what they look like. Like origami paper birds. I like the color vibe of the stream. Let me check the colors. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of white right now, like the backdrop lights and everything. It's 5,000 Kelvin if you want to look it up. If you want to look it up, it's 5,000 Kelvin, except for the red. The red is just red. I don't even know what that is. It's just red. In fact, the lights have actually fallen down a bit. I need to stick them up. I'm not even joking. That is Polly doing that. Let me wait outside A&E, which is great. What's the waiting time like, Charlie? For A&E. A&E is like a day trip. Like it's an all-day thing. Oof, Julian, you're very big. Oh. Yeah, 5,000 is like, yeah, it's pretty cool. It is daylight-ish, yeah. So everything is calibrated to 5,000 Kelvin. So if you watch, for those of you who've watched my videos for quite a long time, don't do that. You have 3 legs, mate. For those of you who've been watching my videos for quite some time, I used to just use whatever light I could, just whatever lights, you know, colored lights, light lights, whatever, and just use like auto white balance and things. So the white balance in all of my videos, like the first sort of, I don't know, 50, 60, maybe more videos, it's just all over the place. Make a head and a tail. Hang on. I have to zoom in. Oh, that's better. Take a strip of paper, tie a knot in the middle, and then cut the ends to make a head and a tail. I'll pop a picture on Discord. All right, cool. I actually want to see this. If there is a simple way. I love doing like little paper crafts, so I can fold different things. My mum was really into kind of. My mum is definitely ADHD. Yeah, way more than me. To a fault, actually. When I say a fault, I mean with the obvious disability that it is, but also very much her. And she would often fold things too and play with paper. I was busy sorting photos, and then suddenly realised everyone else needs food. If they can make it. I just sort of. I've been pretty good at making food for the family most of the time. If the food isn't made, I've been making it. Nina is quite happy to just eat whatever. She's not fussy, but she's less fussy. Well, I'm fussy, so therefore I make food, right? That's kind of where it is more often than not. I will eat recreationally, but then again, if I'm working, then I forget to eat, I forget to drink, and I end up with banging headaches. And this is true even now, even with the reminders to hydrate. Like even with Hydra, I am forgetting forgetting to drink. I don't know what else I can do. The hell is that noise? 2-minute break. Ads might play. I'm going to find out what that noise is. It sounds like, I don't know, like a cow is eating a box of nails or something. I don't know. So yeah, ads might play. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, I will.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives.
Okay, I know what the noise is.
Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden.
Stay tuned and I'll tell you what the noise
I'll
is.
follow only golden.
It's not what I expected.
Golden, golden things. Gold hair. Gold rings. Gold leaves. Gold anything. Golden. I'll
You guys won't guess what the noise is. There's no way you'll guess what the noise is. Actually, you probably will. As I said, it sounded like, what did I say? A cow chewing nails or something? Yeah.
Walk up the river.
Okay. Tell you what the noise is. I said, what the hell is that noise? It sounds like cows chewing nails. So I walked out and I looked out the windows, and lo and behold, there are 4 cows, and they are just chewing stuff. It doesn't even look like plants or whatever. And there's a big bull, and I think I interrupted Discovery Channel stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's what. If you listen back on the stream, that's what it sounds like. I don't know what to tell you all. You do one Bellessa advert, and then all of a sudden, everyone loses their minds. I didn't even know there were cows there, but they're not far away. They're pretty close. Julian, hello. Why, you would never do such a thing, would you? Oof. He goes, oof. He goes, oof. Hello. Oh, sharp claws, mate. Sharp. Yeah. Little feral cat. Yeah. Hardly now. Right. Look at him. Look at his tummy. Actually, don't perceive the tummy. Okay. No tummy perceptions. You're very deep. Has anyone ever seen there's a cat on social media called PRE? Looks a bit like Emma. And the mother of the lady that owns the cat. I think this is the way it goes. Likes to dress her up as like, ow, Indian princess. It's so funny. PR, yes. Yeah. I just moved my feet and my legs. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, that's. I'm pretty confident. Anyway, it's cows. It's a bovine related interruption. That's it. My mind is now blank. Thank you for that. I can't remember what we were chatting about. Granite, you're foraging. Nice. I'm really happy for you. I love spending time in nature and just checking stuff out and learning about all the various sort of plants and things. Like mushrooms is a massive gap in my knowledge. I know very little about mushrooms, other than the big obvious ones. I'm not foraging for mushrooms, but it's like they're nice to look at, right? And it's just cool to just learn about the various plants and things. Honestly, getting into the sea for me was so amazing because everything there, it lives by completely different rules. Oh, I thought foraging just meant have a look at what's in the fridge. Nah, that's like modern day foraging. But no, foraging is like properly foraging, like finding food in the wild. There's all sorts of stuff. There are restaurants on the island. In fact, there's one that only gets all of its produce from foraged. What would it be called? Foraged stuff? Is that even a word? So they just forage for all their things. So they make bread out of mermaid's trellis, which is like a bootlace seaweed. Apparently it's nice. I'm not brave enough to try it. I can't tell you about the other stuff because I don't know. I don't forage, but I mean for like blackberries, it's blackberry season now. Blackberries are amazing. Shoot, closing my tunnel took me too long. Did a cat munch on Mike? No. Lissa, Mike, I recently found out a distant relative of mine spent time with the Isle of Man during World War II. That's amazing. Very interesting. And when we say spend time, are we talking about... Because the Isle of Man was an internment camp during World War II. Actually, the Isle of Man was a really, really nice internment camp. So, all around the island, the sort of Victorian era hotels were turned into... I'm not going to use the phrase concentration camp because these things are completely different. They're the same in terms of the fact that people are not free to leave. And I'm sure, you know, I'm not advocating for this behavior or this way of treating people or anything like that. But surely it was better to live out the war at a seaside resort with access to the beach and stuff, you know what I mean, than anywhere else in the world. He was interred. Wow. Lissa, we can chat about it on Discord if you like. He was a German Jew who fled from Germany. He was kept in internment camp for security purposes. Wow. Put it this way, I don't know of anyone who was interred. So that's amazing. I know some Jews made religious items out of bone, like carving, because I've seen them. But no, I've not. That's amazing. Yeah. Tell me all about it on Discord, just for privacy. Unless you want to talk about it here, it's fine too. But like, you know, yeah, on Discord's quite good. I can go and check out the spot he was at if you like. The other man's got the weird kind of wartime history. The first Allied shots, by the way, of World War II were fired by the Isle of Man, as it happens. The Isle of Man had an anti-aircraft brigade, an anti-aircraft battery brigade. In fact, one of the soldiers that used to live here was, he unfortunately died in Khalifa. That was after surviving D-Day. Can you imagine? Come back to the Isle of Man for R&R and then get deployed again. That was true of a lot of World War II vets on the Isle of Man. They had the same story. 2 golden things. You're correct. There is a very, very tiny golden things in the background. I'm sorry, that should not be there. Your brain is perfect there, on Moonlight. Thank you very much for finding that for me. So the second golden things background was playing at minus 31.3 decibels. So practically imperceptible. So yeah, good one. No. Like, that was brilliant because I didn't even spot. If you learn how to identify beliefs, there isn't a deadly type in the class. I have found beliefs, but I've been too scared to pick them up. The king bolete, I've forgotten its name. But it's a very impressive mushroom with a base like this and a big thick head. It's the actual stem of that mushroom. If you slice it, it makes a really good sort of vegan analogy for scallops. You can fry them. It basically makes like scallops, but I only buy them from shops. Every so often in BC you hear about a kid. I'm sorry. Aren't some boletes bitter? You probably. Porcini. Is that the term? I can't. I'm gonna have to Google it. I kind of want to Google it when I'm not on the stream. Yeah, it could be. Let me do it. Let me just Google it. Yeah, penny buns. Yeah, porcini. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I'm talking about. King bolete. Yeah. It's in my head, that's what they're called. Yeah, Pasidi, there you go. Yeah, now we're talking about the same thing. Yes, thank you for that. Before we end up doing a bloody cilantro, eggplant, what else do American English speakers say different? Strange. Herbs. What's the other one? Tomato? Is that right? Yeah, tomato. Yeah. As opposed to coriander. Aubergine. My brain is broken now. Basil? Oh, basil. Yeah, they say basil. Oh, I'm not going anywhere near the whole Jello thing because that opens up a whole kettle of fish. I tried a peanut butter and jam sandwich, and it was one of the most awful things I've ever tasted. It was really horrible. And I knew it was... well, actually, I thought it was going to be all right. Because until I put the two slices of bread together, I would quite happily have eaten either of them. Really, like genuinely, been quite happy to have eaten either slice. Put them together. Cut off the crusts, whatever. Cut them into triangles or squares, whatever. No, cannot do it. Front yard. Front... Yeah. Yeah. Do you know something? The word yard has kind of infiltrated Britain of late. And I have heard people refer to things like little front gardens as yards, front yards. I have heard that reasonably often now. But that was never the case, you know, in the 90s or whatever. For years I thought all the English people had vegetable gardens in front of their houses. They did during the war. Second World War. There's a difference between yard and garden in Britain. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. But just the phrase yard is now it's kind of like it's infiltrating. I thought she meant the actual garden, but she meant the lawn. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, so the distance thing. Yeah, we have meters, but we also use miles and miles per hour. We also use pints. So milk comes in pints, unless you're vegan. In which case, if it's oat milk or almond milk or coconut milk, it comes in litres. There you go. That's weird. Am I right? Folks? Please, I am, aren't I? If it's cow's milk, if it's dairy, it comes in pints. Yeah, it actually does. But if it's plant-based, if it's vegan, it comes in litres. What? Explain that to me. Alcohol is sold in okay, I won't even go there. We buy 2 litre cow's milk. Probably do you? do you? Don't you call the garbage can a skip or something? Yeah. No. We don't have garbage cans. We have wheelie bins because they've got little wheels on the bottom. So that the quote-unquote bin men, unquote, that's a gender non-specific term, can wheel them away into the you know, the compacting truck, whatever it's called, and then No, a skip is literally a big metal car-shaped piece of industrial equipment that you just chuck, you know, that contains all kinds of stuff like bricks and rubble and metal. And a skip is a dumpster, yes, but a skip is a big dumpster which doesn't have a lid. It's industrial though, so yes, it's a dumpster is industrial, so is skip. So yeah. It's labeled 2.227 litres or 4 pints. Even the milk has both measurements. I knew you had both measurements. Sanitation engineer. Skips are often yellow. Yeah. Our skips are yellow, yeah, pretty much. Not always, but yeah. The skips are often yellow and like really beaten up. Dumpster is also brand name. Is it actually? Okay, hang on a sec. So going back, British people we use meters, but we also use inches. Like stuff is measured, or if you're measuring up or something for something, any sort of like woodworking or whatever, often uses inches and feet. What we don't use are yards. We don't use yards, but we do use feet and inches. We also use pounds and stone for weight and kilograms. So I weigh myself in kilos. Nina weighs herself in pounds and ounces. What's going on? We are not as metric as we think. We do use yards on road signs. Oh my goodness me, Jansen's right. Oh, right. Hang on, we have to stop for a second. We use yards on road signs. For some weird reason, and I'm going to quickly mention this out. I'm going to speak for all Brits for a moment. We don't use yards for anything. But for some reason, on street furnishing signs, it will be like, you know, 20 yards, 40 yards. No one knows what a fucking yard is. It's a yard. Yeah. Yeah, the yards, yeah. So yes, but we use miles are really, really common. Miles per hour we use. We don't use kilometers per hour unless it's like, I guess cycling or something, or running, walking. You know, like some sports we use kilometers, you know, per hour. Kilometers for distance, yeah, is walking kilometers, running kilometers, sometimes miles. We use, oh, let's sod the furlongs and everything. Just we no longer use Jack and Jills, by the way. Or but yeah, half pints. If you go into a British pub, you can ask for a half of something, and they'll give you a half pint. Which doesn't have to necessarily be alcoholic. It's just like that's the size, you know, in terms of the size of your drink. Yeah, we switched to metric particularly for money. So we don't use imperial money. We use, you know, decimal system for money, which acres, hectares are still used. 100% they are. Yeah, particularly rurally. Acres are used, yeah, very much so. I don't even know what the metric equivalent of... No, I'm not saying what the metric equivalent of acre is, because obviously you can calculate it. But like, metric doesn't come with an off-the-tongue way of describing area of the size of an acre or a hectare or whatnot. Make fun of America for not using metric, but our cash was decimal long before yours. Yeah, this is absolutely true. Acres are not metric. Oh, we've got tons and tons as well. There's tons and tons. Ton is a very ambiguous term. We don't use leagues anymore. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Square meters or square kilometers? Yeah, square meters, I suppose. Yeah, fair enough. I think the other thing we've got different to America is billion as well. There's a couple of different definitions. It's all fascinating stuff, this, isn't it? I do find it really strange, though, how there does seem to be a belief, at least online, you know, from some US folks that Brits, you know, are metric. Therefore, for example, you know, don't use miles per hour, don't use miles. But actually, I'm confused as to what we do use, because it's a really interesting kind of misunderstanding. But it comes from somewhere, and it's like, yeah, Britain did switch over to the metric system, but we still have imperial stuff everywhere. Like Nina would never measure anything in centimeters. Like, I don't think she's ever said the word centimeter. Like, it's all like inches, and you know what I mean. And then, you know, like I say, like, you know, I go to use the scales and there is in pounds. And it's like, what the hell? What's going on? Kilos, come on. Freedom units is very funny. Maybe measuring things is more of a guy. Millimeters, oh, we like millimeters. Metric makes a lot of sense. I find it slightly disconcerting when I'm diving with. I've dived with quite a lot of American folks that obviously get trained using feet and pounds per square inch (psi). The metric system for scuba diving is way easier to understand. Like, so it's so intuitive compared to the feet and PSI and all this nonsense. Literally, like, 1 atmospheric pressure is 1 bar. That's just like, that's what we call 1 bar, 1 atmospheric pressure. And obviously it's like 1,000 millibar, but it moves. It does go up and down, obviously, as you all know. But like, it's basically 1,000 millibar. It's a bar, 1 bar, that's atmospheric pressure. 10 meters of seawater is another bar. So it's like 2 bar of pressure, 10 meters down, 20 meters down, 3 bar, etc. 40 meters down would be 5 bar. And like, you can just calculate things like air consumption at those different depths based on gas consumption, based on what the ambient pressure is. And it's much more complicated to do using pounds per square inch. It just makes so much sense. So some stuff about metric really does just work. It's just like things like, you know, the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 liter of water by 1 degree is etc. Although I don't, bar is also tire pressure, but it's not though, because like everyone uses PSI for tire pressure. Like bar is used for tire pressure, it is, but pounds per square inch is predominant for tire pressure. We actually have that here. Like that's like tire pressure on all the machines and in manuals and instruction manuals and things is often given pounds per square inch first. Why? Because for tires, it's pounds per square inch, but for everything else, it's bar. I always read it. What's going on, people? I think it's fascinating stuff. It's you know, Sabers into the dreamies again. Right here, everybody, where my hand is. But obviously, it's not where my hand is. There's not a very, very small cat. I think it was by a kilo. I keep thinking of such little vase. That's funny. Rim numerals are not fun. There's a counting system that uses joints. I forget which ancient civilization it was. My brain wants to say Aztecs or Mayans or, you know, but I don't know. I don't know. And they use the different parts of your finger as you know, for counting, which I thought makes a hell of a lot more sense than using an entire finger for counting. And, you know, to represent one quantity, you could use like one little appendage. Whereas, you know, each sort of your fingers, minus your thumb, is broken into like 3 parts. So there you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I suppose. The T-base 14 system. I'm not sure which one it is, but you can look that up. It's fascinating. It's fascinating and forgetful at the same time. Grounded state of mind. People in the US don't realize the rest of the world is not Eastern, Central, Mountain, or Pacific time. True, but also, a lot of the world doesn't like seeing time written in one of those American time zones because they're like, "Where's our time zone?" Okay, we just go back to measuring forearms, hands, and fingers like normal people. Yeah, wasn't it yard based on a step length or something? I don't know. I think it was the Assyrians, Mike. It could be. Could be. I don't have the history autism. But it could be, yeah. But it is an ancient civilization and they use the components of a hand. That's all I know. 3 feet, old school. Yeah. I think the Babylonians used base 60, which is why we have 60 minutes to an hour. I always understood that one. I never understood it, is what I mean to say. I never understood why we have this base 60 system for time. Like, because actually it doesn't actually fit. It's not neat. In fact, ancient scribes, you know, deducing the leap year, you know, was fantastically clever of them. Or the need for it, having leap seconds or whatnot. But it is bonkers to me. It doesn't sort of make... It's not intuitive. It's strange how sayings change just going a few hundred or less kilometers south or north. Natalie, yeah, in the UK, it's like literally like we've got like 20, 30 different names for a, I'm going to say a bun. Some people call it a balm, a tea cake, a roll, a scotch thing, or whatever it is, a tea cake, oh my goodness. And you can get the whole thing in an afternoon. You can go through all of those zones. Like, without even like, because obviously the UK is very, very small. Or England. Forget Wales and Scotland and everywhere else. Just England is actually quite tiny. Right. I have a very, very, very early start in the morning. So what we're going to be doing is going to the after party. The stream is going to continue, but it's going to continue on Discord. And this is for patrons who support the channel. If you are watching, you are very much appreciated. Don't feel like you need to support me on Patreon in order to support the channel or whatever. FPS is feet per second. And that's another one that is actually used as a measurement for, I think, archery. Some sort of firearms use it, etc., etc. It's used as a measurement of speed. It's just so... We don't use Fahrenheit though. Celsius makes more sense. But anyway, thank you for joining me on this cultural journey. We use PAL, by the way. I don't even know what PAL stands for. I can't remember. But like we, space electrical. It's the electrical system. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. The stream's going to continue over there. I'll see some of you soon. Bye.